The Frankly Speaking Roof Cam brought to you by Boss Security in Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. This is the Steuben County Office for the Aging section of our program. Steuben County Office for the Aging, committed to maximizing quality of life, safety, and independence. Welcome back to Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. I'm your host, Frank Acomb, and joining us in the Hesselson studio via Zoom is Kyle Petty. This is such an honor. Thanks so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Well, I know you're going to be in our area, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment, but could you first tell us a little bit about Victory Junction?
So Victory Junction is a camp for children with serious medical needs and chronic medical conditions. We've seen over 130,000 kids in the 20 years that it's been open. It's part of Paul Newman's umbrella of Serious Fun group of camps. My oldest son, Adam, was killed in a racing accident in 2000. I had run some sports car races with Paul. We had been teammates. Adam had been to camp a couple of times. There's multiple camps, Boggy Creek, he had been there. And he was like, why don't we go to camp? So as soon as his accident happened, I called Paul and I said, this is what we want to do. And, 130,000 kids can't be wrong, man. They all come to camp totally free of charge. The charity ride is what sends a lot of these kids to camp, so we're excited.
Well, what led to the idea of planning this charity ride to raise money for Victory Junction?
So here's what happened, honestly, and to cut to the chase, there was a group of us that really wanted to ride from California to North Carolina, and everybody told us we were crazy. We said we would do it for charity, and everybody told us we were geniuses.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. So we started a charity ride in '95, and then when Adam's accident happened in 2000, everything started going to camp.
Yeah. So how long is it? So this has been happening since '95.
Yeah, crazy, man. It's our 29th year. If it hadn't been for COVID, we'd be on 30 right now.
Well, that's next year.
Just one of those things.
What goes into the planning of picking the route that you're going to take?
So it's amazing. Each year after the ride, we send out questionnaires and say, where would you like to go? Where would you like to go back to?
Yeah.
This year, almost every year, Traverse City is right there at the top. I don't know why. We came here in 2008, but people love Traverse City. And then we just kind of connected the dots. We knew where we wanted to get back to. We wanted to go back to the homestead. But another place everybody wanted to go was Niagara Falls.
Oh, of course.
So we connected to through Detroit to the Henry Ford Museum, then to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, then up to Niagara Falls, and then over to Corning, and then down south.
Oh, that's great that you're going to be in Corning in the Watkins Glen area. So you choose the locations to stop. What made you choose Corning specifically?
Well, I used to drive a race car.
Of course.
I only won a few races, and one of them was there. So yes, I like coming back to that area.
That's a great answer.
But I'm going to tell you the truth. Is the Corning Museum of Glass.
Yeah.
I love the Corning Museum of Glass. I love that more than anything in the world. Anytime we would come there to the race, I would always go and take a tour. And watch people blow glass and look at the exhibits, and I just love that place.
Isn't it beautiful? It's really such an underrated tourist attraation.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what, the whole town of Corning, when you get there, it's just so creative feeling. Yeah. You know what I mean? With that glass and with everything there, it's an amazing little place.
It is. We're actually on Market Street right here in our studio, so I get to watch people. Right there's the window. I get to watch people all day and see the beautiful
Good
city.
for you.
So it's great.
Good for you, man.
Yeah. So you as a rider, how do you prepare for this long of a trip? What's prep like?
So I tell people it's easy for me. I drove a race car for 30 years. I just sit on my butt and go.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. So that was the. But you know what? It is. My wife Morgan organizes the ride. It takes a full year to get the hotels, to get the fuel stops, to get the food stops, to get the local authorities involved with us.
Sure.
And it takes a full year to get that done. And it's so organized. Honestly, as a rider, all you have to do is get on a motorcycle and ride.
Oh wow.
We're just following her wherever she goes in that Dodge police car.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to stop. That's where we're going to start. But it is. I tell you what, we got 125 bikes this year, probably 175 riders because a lot of them have two up. Got another 50 or 60 people that are support people that go with us. It's a crowd. It's more like a circus or a carnival, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I call it what you want to when they come to town.
Well, and people should be made aware that the sign up to be a rider is over. So if they show up at the Radisson, don't jump on the train, so to speak. That you can look at the website and find out for maybe next year, the year in the future, right? Okay.
Yes. Listen, and once the ride starts, we kind of got it in that place, and
right.
That's because that mean old ugly thing known as insurance kind of rears its head, and you got to have your own. You got to have that group. You know what I mean? But the thing is, what we do along the way and what we do, we ask people to go to KylePettyCharityRide.com and give us your name and address. And as soon as we get ready for next year's ride, we'll send out an invitation. Now, it's first come, first serve. So if you get it at 9:02, it better be back in by 9:03 because this thing fills up really, really fast. But there's an opportunity to ride always.
Well, and people can support the ride by going to the Radisson on May 7th at 3:45 p.m. What's that like for fans, for the experience?
Chaos.
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and say it. So don't expect anything. No, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. My dad will be with us, Richard Petty.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker, NFL superstar, Heisman Trophy winner. He'll be there with us. Kenny Schrader, Kenny Wallace, Max Pappas, ex-Formula One driver, IndyCar driver. He'll be there. Rick Allen, the voice of NASCAR. Rutledge Wood, one of my best friends who was in Top Gear America and hosted the show The Floor is Lava that a lot of kids will know about. So he'll be there. So come on out. They'll sign autographs. There'll be plenty of people there. We'll have merchandise. We'll have all kinds of stuff.
And we can donate to the cause there, correct?
Yes, for sure, for sure. We always have a little bucket going around, and basically we call that small change, big impact. If you've got a few quarters in your pocket, drop it in the bucket, man. It's amazing how much money you can raise that way and how many kids you can send to camp.
Well, this is so great too because you have such a connection with NASCAR fans. They're going to want to come out and see this, but you have something for everyone at this event.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah.
Listen, I tell people this. All I got to do is bring Richard Petty, and I've got something for everyone.
You're good.
Because here's the deal. He drove a race car for like 30 or 40 years and won untold number of races and championships. And then when they did the Cars movies, they asked him to be the voice of Mr. the King. So he has fans that are from 6 to 96.
Yeah.
Everybody loves
Perfect.
him. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. He'll get kids that come up and just tug on his pants and say, Mr. the King, can I get your autograph? I'm like, oh my God, how do they know who Richard Petty is? So, listen, we'll have stuff for everybody. Just come on out.
How long is the planning? Is this a year-long process then to get this off the ground?
Basically, honestly, we'll get home on May 10th or 11th.
Okay.
We'll take off a couple of weeks. And then we've already got our next year's plans, where we want to start, where we want to end. We'll start calling those hotels, start calling those routes, and start getting things in order. And then the intensity level rises as the year goes on.
Other than Corning and Watkins in our area, of course, is there a stop that you're looking forward to the most?
You know what? There's a couple of stops, I think. Bedford, Pennsylvania. I'm looking forward to there. It's a small town. And kind of about the size of Corning, to be honest with you. And when we come to a town like that, it's a big deal sometimes, and it really is. And we've never been to Bedford. We've been to Corning a couple of times. But I think the one place that everybody is looking forward to is Niagara Falls. I'm 64 years old. I went to Niagara Falls in November for the first time.
Is that right?
And here's the other thing I want people to see, and I'm going to tell you this. I can't wait because we have a lot of riders from all over the country. We've not ridden through New York much. I can't wait for people to see how pretty the state of New York is. Yeah. I think people, when you say New York, people say city. City. It's not the city.
Sure no.
Man, it is a beautiful state. It is a beautiful state. And I can't wait till we come down across the lakes and we come along out through the country and you see the farms and the rolling hills. It's just a beautiful state.
It's not what they're going to expect if they think New York City, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man.
How much have you raised through the years, do you think?
We've raised a little bit over $22 million in the years that we've done this. So, and here's what I tell people. So we don't set a limit. You know, a lot of people you'll see, they'll have a goal or a fundraising. We need to raise $100,000. We need to raise, and I tell people, we'll take anything. If you've got a pig, bring it. We'll pet it, then we'll make barbecue out of it.
Right.
We'll use it. I promise you, we will use it.
So just before we go, what should people know about cheering on the riders at the Radisson on the 7th?
Yeah, if you're along the route, go to KylePettyCharityRide.com and you can see the route that we're coming. Listen, you may not even have to come to the Radisson. We may come right by your front door.
That's true.
You can just step out and wave at us. So if go and look at the route. If you come to the Radisson, we've got T-shirts, we've got hats, we've got autograph cards that are free. Just come on out. We'll sign stuff for you. If you've got memorabilia you want to bring out, the side off of my car as many times as I wrecked at Watkins Glen, bring it. I'll sign it. It doesn't make any difference. Just bring it. We'll sign it. We'll stand in the parking lot for a while, and then we'll go to dinner. And we're going to dinner probably somewhere close to where you're at.
Yeah.
Right along in there. We're going to pick restaurants and head out.
Oh, perfect. All right, just before we go, if you humble me, I got to ask this: what is the feeling like to play the Grand Ole Opry?
Amazing. And listen, and I tell people this. I'm just an amateur musician. I love to play, and I'll play open mic nights, and I'll play out and do stuff. But when I had that opportunity, I've driven race cars at Daytona. I've driven race cars at Indy. I've won races. I've done stuff. But to walk out on that stage and stand in that circle,
Yeah.
and sing at the places where George Jones and Minnie Pearl and Hank Williams Sr. and all those guys have stood, and all those people stood. It is an incredibly emotional and humbling experience to stand there. It's scary as all get out. I'll tell you that. I'll run 200 miles an hour in a race car, but it's scary as all get out to stand on the Grand Ole Opry stage.
What an honor. I saw that, and I was so impressed. You must have just been on cloud nine, especially when it was over. Right.
Yeah.
So, again, we'll see you on Wednesday, May 7th. Thanks so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having us. Look forward to seeing everybody out at the Radisson.
All right. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking. Stay with us. Thank you again to Kyle Petty for being our guest. The event coming up next Wednesday at 3:45. As you know, it goes to an amazing cause. The Kyle Petty charity ride across America. Look at all those big name celebrities you'll have the opportunity to meet at the event. As he mentioned, his own father, Richard Petty, Herschel Walker, and others. You see that on the top of your screen. Find out more at KylePettyCharityRide.com, and we appreciate Kyle Petty giving us so much time on the broadcast this morning during the Steuben County Office for the Aging segment of our program. Let's read some viewer comments. Awesome charity. Yes. Thank you very much. I think it is an awesome charity. I agree. I'm glad he could tell us all about it. Comment from a different viewer. He seems like a really nice guy. I would totally agree. He was a very nice guy. Even when we weren't recording the interview, had a nice chat with him. Just a real down-to-earth, real nice guy. Comment from a different viewer. Morning, Frank. Sergeant Dave here. Well, hey, Sergeant Dave. How are you? That was the best interview with Kyle I've seen you have yet. Wow, thank you. That's very high praise, Sergeant Dave. I appreciate that. You were awesome, and so was Kyle. Thank you. And that's in reference to our interview. If you missed it, you missed a great one. It will be up on our website, wydctv.com, a little bit later on today, if you missed it, and also on our YouTube page. But yes, Kyle Petty was very kind, very nice guy. I really appreciated him giving us the time and talking about such an amazing cause and giving us an opportunity to attend that event at the Radisson next Wednesday, which is going to be a blast.